This is London.
Hello and welcome to another episode of LDN Capital TV. We've got an action-packed hour for you this week. Ricky Hype will take on William Hill. Project Future will be in action when they face Gideon and Jekyll. And Dave Jackson, who recently returned from a serious knee injury, will face Chris Wilde. So with all that in mind, let's get straight to the action.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to LDN Capital TV. I am your ringside host, Andrew Coyne, for today's episode. Now, there's a slight alteration to today's planned programming. As Fiona Fox mentioned at the top of the program, Chris Wilde is scheduled to clash with Dave Jackson. However, Dave Jackson's participation in that match will depend on the result of a medical examination after he's still suffering from that severe knee injury he suffered months ago here in LDN. Currently in the ring is Ricky Hype. And speaking of Ricky Hype, last week he got himself involved in a match with Yodos and Jason Sensation. And after that match, former British champion Ash had seen enough and came down to ringside.
I've got an open contract that says Ricky Hype. You got the guts. You got something down now, which the short beggar knows all about. You got the guts, Ricky Hype. You and me. Beggar, I'm begging you to be at ringside.
Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen, you heard the challenge.
And his opponent from Staines in Middlesex, weighing in at 12 stone, here is William Hill.
Ladies and gentlemen, William Hill. The last time we saw Hill in an LDN ring, he took on the monstrous SOS, Shameless O'Shaughnessy. Unfortunately, he wasn't successful there, but you've got to believe that in that face of defeat, he will be feeling the desire to take home the win tonight. Thankfully for Hill, he will be walking in as a fan favourite because Ricky Hype is so obnoxiously Welsh that he can't help but get under the skin of everyone within this company and of course underneath the skins of the fans themselves. Conspicuous by his absence, Sanjay Bagga, the manager of Ricky Hype and also of course the owner of LDN. Maybe Ricky Hype is feeling confident that he doesn't need any assistance. Maybe he doesn't need any moral guidance, so to speak, from the manager. And the referee has now begun the bell. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a great program lined up for you tonight. We do have Dave Jackson scheduled to face Chris Wilde, but as mentioned, that will depend on the result of a medical examination. But also, Project Future, LDN British champions, will defend the title again, Jekyll and Gideon. But at the moment, we've got an absolute powerhouse versus underdog match going on here. William Hill, greatly mismatched to the raw strength and power of his opponent tonight. And what's scary is Hype knows just how strong he is against Hill. Well, there's the Roman knuckle-up right down, tightening it straight away. And Hill being forced to his knees. And speaking of knees, Ricky Hype just jammed his into the chest bone right there of his opponent. Ricky Hype, fully confident in his abilities to be victorious tonight. There's the lockup right there. Ricky Hype now trying to find that wrist lock, finds it very easily, just absolutely powers into that technique. Well, Ricky Hype really ought to be concentrating on his technique right there. That bit of posing has cost him his Hill. Has just hit an arm drag, hip toss, and now a big body slam. Hill getting momentum and Ricky Hype getting out of there. He wants no part of Hill. Well, William Hype now is following William Hill is following Ricky Hype to the outside now. But, oh, Ricky Hype using that middle rope like a weapon, and now just working away on that leg. William Hill stomping away on the left knee, and he picks up his opponent. Hill has been launched off the ropes, and oh! He took a clothesline clean across the neck, and there's Ricky Hype's manager, Sanjay Bagga. At first he was absent, but he's down here now to support his man. Sanjay Bagga, the same man who has had problems with the former British champion Ash, and it's because of those personal problems that Ash has picked Ricky Hype as his first challenge for his return. Question is, of course, is whether Hype will actually accept that challenge. We do not know as of time of this broadcast. Ricky Hype now with a blatant blow where it doesn't belong. The referee, distracted, did not see it. And now Ricky Hype using that rope to stretch his opponent. Ricky Hype, formerly one half of the Welsh Assembly, his tag partner currently on leave here in LDN. His tag partner Matt Vaughan having gone away to find himself, or at least that is what we have been told. And currently Matt Vaughan is not scheduled to return to LDN, which has forced Ricky Hype into the singles heavyweight division here in LDN. And so far, he's looking like he's making the most of it. Well, I was saying he's making the most of it. He just dragged his opponent's head off of the floor. Oh, and that would have cost him William Hill with the roll-up. And Hill looks like he might have busted his nose right there. Oh, he's got the backslide. The shoulders are down. But obviously that pinfall attempt was not tight enough. And there we see now Ricky Hype. A couple of strikes and now he's choking away with that foot. Oh, a face that only a mother could love. And again, Ricky Hype forcing the sole of his boot into the throat of his opponent. William Hill's head driven into that corner post. Oh, and there we see Ricky Hype using that flag as a blatant weapon, and the referee's being distracted by the owner of LDN, Sanjay Bagga. And how convenient that when the referee turns around, it's all legal. But oh, Ricky Hype might be rolled up here. But no, Hype just absolutely dumped Hill on the back of his head. But he's not going for a cover. Now where's Hype going? Where on earth is Ricky Hype going now? Well, Ricky Hype off the top. Oh, he missed the Swanton bomb. William Hill, he might have found his opportunity here. Oh, William Hill is hyped up, and Ricky Hype miss it. There's the Bulldog. And a standing drop kick, beautifully executed. Hype falls down hard to the mat. William Hill he's got his nose smashed in there. What effort this young man is bringing to this contest. Oh, with a short arm clothesline, and just like that, Ricky Hype is back in control. Oh, and you heard him, he says he's ready to finish this thing. Oh, and that's that big drop-off bomb of Ricky Hype's tight pinfall. He's got all the weight on top, and there was the 3 count.
Ladies and gentlemen, a winner
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your victor, the former British Tag Team Champion, Ricky Hype. And with a good, strong start to his singles career here in LDN, how much further will he go? But look at this, he has absolutely no respect for his opponent, for the authority. But then I guess you can afford to be disrespectful when the owner of this company is your very manager and has your back. And again, this is just, at the moment, an assault on the half of Ricky. We've just seen Ash get on the ringside apron here. Ash, former British champion, is on the apron. Little trivia fact for you, he's actually trained William Hill in the past, and Ash has issued a challenge to that man, Ricky Hype. Ash wants to meet Hype in his first match, and, well, we're going to hear from Hype now. Maybe he'll answer the challenge.
Let's get things straight while I choke this English boy on. Ash is a no-one. He may call himself the sheriff. I call him a sheep. And there's reasons like yours and Jason's sensation and nothing. Because they've got no potential. They've got no future. Like Ricky Hype.
Ricky Hype calling himself the future of British wrestling.
You seem such a big man standing there, Ash, but yet I have your training bleeding, and there's nothing you can do about it.
The tension between these two is blatant. Oh, there was a low blow from Sanjay Bagga there on Ash. And, oh, wait a minute, Hype with a chair! Square on the injured shoulder of Ash. Ash had that shoulder injured in a previous attack earlier in LDN Season 1, and look at the disrespect shown.
This is London. This is London.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you've only just joined us, you have missed probably the most disgusting beginning quarter of an edition of LDN Capital TV. Last week it was Ash who, for his return match here in LDN, has challenged Ricky Hype. And instead of answering that challenge, Ricky Hype and Sanjay Bagga orchestrated an attack on Ash's shoulder, which has only recently been healed from a vicious attack earlier in LDN Season 1. Now, the latest news we've got is that Ash is not in a good way, and Ricky Hype is smiling from ear to ear backstage, and we have no idea whether that match, Ricky Hype or Ash, will take place here in LDN for the near future. However, let's concentrate on this current match coming up. We were scheduled to have Dave Jackson, who is making his return from a knee injury, to take on Chris Wilde, the man who, despite having a promising start here in LDN, has been having trouble racking up the victory, so to speak. We were scheduled for Dave Jackson versus Chris Wilde. However, Dave Jackson has failed his medical examination, and his debut, his return rather, to an LDN ring will have to wait. Thankfully, however, we have managed to organise a replacement opponent for Chris Wilde. Now let's see if this LDN newcomer can topple the raw, aggressive force of Chris Wilde.
From Wembley in London, weighing in at 17 stone, here is the Bulldozer!
And here he is, ladies and gentlemen, making his LDN Capital TV debut, the Bulldozer. Now, this man has been going up and down the country, collecting for himself a small cult following. In fact, some of his fans are here today to see his in-ring debut here for LDN Capital TV. Now, wouldn't it be a fantastic start for the Bulldozer if he can get past Chris Wilde? It's not going to be an easy task, though. because Chris Wilde's bodyguard, the ever-intimidating Juggernaut, Jag Channa, is present here today. But one man who isn't present here today is Chris Wilde's former manager, Mr. TV, John Atkins. Now, the last time we saw Chris here, everyone was wondering what on earth was going on with Chris Wilde and his manager, John Atkins. It has transpired that John Atkins has actually cancelled his contract to manage Chris Wilde. We don't know all the details as of yet, but apparently we will get an update on the situation next week here on LDN Capital TV, courtesy of Fiona Fox and the London Eye. Looking at his match right now, Chris Wilde, he wants to get back into the winning way of things, and you got to believe that he'll want to do it at the expense of the Bulldozer. Meanwhile, the Bulldozer, this was his first match here on LDN Capital TV. Huge victory it would be if he could get past Chris Wilde. Bulldozer with a weight advantage right there, was initially forcing his way, but Chris Wilde, ever aggressive, ever violent, just stomping away on his opponent. And follows up with a huge back elbow. And off the ropes again. And there was a light strike right there, but the Bulldozer ain't dropping for no one. Well, they dropped there. Chris Wilde, a man on who on several occasions almost became the LDN British champion. Such a fierce, top-ranking competitor here, but he just took a hip toss and now a body slam from the Bulldozer. And the Bulldozer cannot be stopped, and he just launched Chris Wilde over the top rope. And there's the Juggernaut, ready as always to offer his man protection. Chris Wilde now, getting back into the ring. Maybe he's learned to respect the size and strength and power of this Bulldozer. Fans really getting on Chris Wilde's case. Ladies and gentlemen, now is a better time than any to remind you that next week on LDN Capital TV, it's the title match that everyone's been waiting for when Tex Benedict defends against the notorious John Ritchie in a British Rules Rounds match. Chris Wilde now stomping away on the Bulldozer and forces him into the corner. Double palm strike, nicely executed. And another open palm strike. With those stinging yet legal blows, he is having his way with his opponent tonight. Oh, nicely executed suplex right there. And Wilde now floats through for a guillotining-like leg drop. Wilde's looking very strong right about now. Fisherman suplex. Pinning predicament right there, but no. The Bulldozer able to power out. Well, Chris Wilde's looking a little frustrated and possibly a little lost. He started his competitive days in an illegal underground fighting circuit. It was his former manager, TV John Atkins, who brought him into a wrestling ring and has now abandoned him. Let's see if Chris Wilde can actually maintain this focus. Bulldozer trying to get the fans behind him, but Chris Wilde on top of him already. Throws him out to corner. There's a reversal on the Bulldozer now. Oh, back body drop. Nicely executed, and there's a clothesline, sending Chris Wilde down to the mat hard. And I don't think Wilde knows what hit him. He looked like he was out on his feet. Hits the corner hard. Bulldozer! Oh, misses. I think Bulldozer just knocked himself out. Chris Wilde, another leg drop. Straight to the pinfall, but Bulldozer able to kick out. Not enough body on body right there for that pinning predicament, but he certainly got the pin quickly after the offensive maneuver. He now launches the Bulldozer. Oh, Bulldozer missed that clothesline, but he didn't miss the back elbow. And now Chris Wilde with that swinging fisherman neck breaker, beautifully executed, and now off the rope, snap elbow drop. Chris Wilde is looking fiercer and more fired up than I've ever seen him. Without his tamer, John Atkins, this man is a beast unleashed here on the roster of LDN. Another open palm strike, and this time Bulldozer unable to stay on his feet. Oh, Wilde now stretching his opponent with that bow and arrow submission, and now he's just adding even further leverage by putting pressure in between those shoulder blades. Oh, he now isolates the arm, cross arm breaker. This is not good. Most men have had their arm broken from this very maneuver. Bulldozer desperate to find the way out. But the Juggernaut, the ref's missing it, but the Juggernaut is keeping the rope away from him. Ever useful enforcer to have at ringside. But Bulldozer finally now getting the bottom rope. And Chris Wilde leaves no rest for his opponent, stomping away on that arm. And he's just absolutely focused on it now. Oh, and he forces that arm now. Use the arm to force him down into a pinning predicament. He's still got that arm isolated. Fantastic technique right there. He's trying to force the shoulders down, and Bulldozer is trying to keep them off. Wilde now got one shoulder down. The referee there, if it's down. Chris Wilde trying to use the submission hold to force the Bulldozer down. Fantastic technique, but the Bulldozer hanging in there, barely by a thread. Oh, the referee nearly got killed, but thankfully moved out of the way in time. Belly to belly suplex, pinfall. Oh, and the referee only counted a 2. And Chris Wilde cannot believe his luck. Well, Chris Wilde now setting up for a ball. Oh, snapped him down. Well, Chris Wilde thought he had that right there with that modified power slam, dropping him very high up on his neck, very high up on his head. However, he was able to kick out. Now Chris Wilde, I reckon he's going for his trademark guillotine leg drop from the heavens. If he hits this, it's good night or Doreen. Oh, and look at that. Beautifully hit, right on the money. Oh, and again, the Bulldozer. Determined, absolutely determined to make the most of his first match here on LDN Capital TV. Barely kicking out. And Chris Wilde with those double palm strikes, staying in top of this contest. Oh, Bulldozer! He must have got a genie, and one of his wishes was a DDT. He absolutely nailed that out of the blue. Well, Chris Wilde really got levered with that DDT. He looks like he's nearly out, but oh, Chris Wilde, he hits the crossbody, but the Bulldozer's caught him. Swing around, 8-second ride, beautifully executed. 1, 2, oh! I honestly thought that the Bulldozer got him around with that swing-about slam of his. Now let's see if the Bulldozer can follow it up. It looks like he's going for a real high-impact maneuver off that top rope. Oh, and the Juggernaut's on the apron. He's got no business being up there. And this is allowing Chris Wilde to recuperate. Oh, and a big drop kick from the top rope. And there's the pinfall. It's tight, and it gets the job done.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, Chris Wilde!
Despite the Juggernaut Channer's blatant distraction, Chris Wilde, who has been on a string of losses, looking very solid and very good right about now. And despite having recently lost his manager, could very well be back on the path to the LDN British Championship. Now, ladies and gentlemen, don't go away. Coming back after the break, we've got the main event when Project Future defend the British Tag Team Championships.
This is London. This is London.
Welcome to the London Eye here on LDN Capital TV. Recently, the LDN Tag Team Championship came into possession of fan favourites Project Future. Now, Project Future has had a hard and storied path to the top, finally coming to fruition when they managed to defeat their arch rivals, the Welsh Assembly, in LDN's first ever tag team flag match. You'd think with this success that Project Future would be ready to turn it down a level. Evidently not, however. As part of their mission to become recognised as one of the greatest teams in the history of the UK, they've issued an open challenge to any and all tag teams in the UK to come forth and challenge them for their tag team title.
I'd just like to say how proud Project Future are to be LDN Tag Team Champions.
Absolutely. Since we've arrived here in LDN, we've taken on all challenges from teams up and down the country. Bristol, Nottingham, Wales, Portsmouth, London. We haven't backed down from any challenge. And now, as Bobby says, we're proud to be LDN Tag Team Champions. So what we're doing is we're laying out an open challenge for any tag team in the UK who thinks they've got what it takes to take on Project Future.
And finally, we've received an update as to when Mike Mendoza will get to challenge for the British Championship. Mendoza, who became the #1 contender several weeks ago on LDN Capital TV, has been forced to wait on the sidelines until LDN management resolved the current title tensions between John Ritchie and Tex Benedict. As you may already know, Tex Benedict will defend his championship against John Ritchie next week here on LDN Capital TV. There must be a winner, no rematches will be signed, and whoever does win will have to face Mike Mendoza as the first challenge to the championship. This is all we have time for today. This has been the London Eye with Fiona Fox.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to LDN Capital TV. Tonight's main event, this team right here, Jekyll and Gideon, will challenge the LDN British Tag Team Champions, Project Future, the Neon Warriors themselves, to their championship. Now, as you heard before the break, courtesy of Fiona Fox and the London Eye, Project Future have issued an open challenge to all the teams in the United Kingdom. They want them to step up and challenge them because they want to prove to be the best team in the UK today. And of course, Jekyll and Gideon, not being idiots, have stepped up to accept that open challenge.
And their opponents from Hoddesdon, weighing in at a combined weight of 25 stone, here are Project Future!
Electronic music can only mean one thing. It's Ricardo Young, Bobby Hostile, the LDN British champions of the tag team division, Project Future. Now, Project Future in the early days of LDN Capital TV contended for those illustrious tag team British championship trophies, and they finally won them in a match that was considered match of season 1 when they took on the Welsh Assembly in a flag match. It was brutal, it was hard-hitting. The result of that match caused Matt Vaughan to actually leave LDN, and there they are, British Tag Team Champions. Loved by all and respected by the men in the locker room. Oh, and Jekyll and Gideon have just shown absolutely no respect to the British champions. Now, of course, this is the second time that these two teams have met. Jekyll and Gideon were unsuccessful, but you gotta believe they'll want to make it up this time. Oh, and Jekyll just absolutely wiped out his own tag team partner, and Project Future are riding high. Oh, Ricardo Young, springboard plancher to the outside. Oh, Jekyll and Gideon have managed to hold on to him, but Bobby Hostile, with that baseball slide, have just caused their challengers to fall backwards. Looks like they've now isolated Gideon. And Bobby Hostile is all over him like a rash. Now we're seeing the double team tactics that have made Project Future so notorious here in LDN. Oh, slingshot splash, beautifully executed. And now Ricardo Young has got Gideon set up, and check that out! Rocker dropper right on his noggin. And there's the pinfall, 2-0, and Jekyll with the save. Gideon now being placed in this hammerlock, but he's found sanctuary within the ropes. And here we go, there's the lockup, and Ricardo Young now setting up for a body slam. Oh, nice, high vertical, beautifully done, and drops him down hard. And Bobby Hostile is now being tagged into this contest. Oh, they're going for their trademark, electric chair splash, beautifully executed. Tight pinfall, the referee finally gets to it. Ooh, Gideon with a kick out. Bobby Hostile now with that side chancery, snapmares down his opponent out of the corner. Oh, and he snaps that neck down. Bobby Hostile with the reverse chin lock. Wise idea. After hitting those maneuvers, you've got to maintain the control. Bobby Hostile now tags in Ricardo Young. Well, there's the wrist lock. And he drops the double axe handle right across the shoulder point. Oh, and reapplies that wrist lock. Just wringing that arm. Keeping Gideon. Oh, and Gideon there with a Greco-Roman poke to the eye. And that's all it took to take back the flow of this contest. Oh, huge frying pan-like open palm strikes. And now he's raking that wrist tape across the forehead of Ricardo Young, right in the eyes rather. Oh, now drags him up by the scruff of the hair. Oh, he's going for some double underhook. Whoa, butterfly suplex, beautifully executed. And it looks like that Jekyll and Gideon have isolated Ricardo Young in this contest. Let's see if they can do what Project Future did to them earlier. Cut the ring in half and maintain the advantage. Bobby Hostile is not doing his tag partner any favours, however, and he's getting too emotionally involved in this contest. However, the referee successful in getting him back to his neutral corner. Well, Gideon now whips off Ricardo Young, takes him down with a shoulder block. Quick rake across the eyes right there again. Gideon with those dirty, dirty tactics. And a huge open palm strike. Oh! Ricardo Young wants nothing of this brutality. And here comes the Jekyll. Well, Jekyll complaining that Bobby Hostile was distracting with stomping in the apron. It looks like all he wanted to do was take another shortcut and choke his opponent tonight. And now, oh, look at that. Blatant. The last time we saw that was in an LDN British Championship match, and it caused John Ritchie to be disqualified. You've got to believe if the referee saw it, it would have been a public warning. It's not funny. Burns like that will give you third-degree burns right across your eyelids. Well, the Jekyll now with a very swift rugby-like kick straight to the ribs. Oh, and it looks like Jekyll and Gideon are just having their way. Now, that could have been a blatant punch right to the throat of Ricardo Young. But it looks like the referee's letting it slide. Maybe he saw something I didn't. I don't know. With both members now, Gideon and Jekyll off the ropes. Oh, right onto the knee. And a stomp to the back of the head. I've never, ever seen Ricardo Young take this much punishment. It looks like that Jekyll and Gideon have definitely got their work down. They've got their work ethic down beautifully. Oh, look at that. Beautifully executed by Gideon. Well, Ricardo Young is definitely feeling the pain right now. I mean, the last two times these two teams met, Jekyll and Gideon were unfortunate in their loss to Project Future. However, it looks like they're definitely on the road to something here. Possibly victory? Who knows? Well, there's the pinfall there. The referee's down to count it, but no. Young able to get his arm up. And Jekyll now is bringing Ricardo Young into his corner. Oh, Ricardo Young trying to fight out of that corner. Wisely done. He does not want to be trapped between Jekyll and Gideon. Oh, and he launches out. Jekyll hits the corner hard. Jekyll follows through with an open palm strike. Throws him out of the corner and follows through. But, oh, takes a boot to the face. And Bulldog! Second rope Bulldog. That might be the move that he was looking for. Oh! And a kick out there by Jekyll. Well, off the ropes again, Project Future, desperate to get back into the winning ways of things, but looks like he's setting up for something. Big suplex, stalling, blood rushing to the head. Oh, Ricardo Young falls from a great, great height. 1, 2. Young able to find the kick out. That was one big bad suplex. Let's see if Gideon can top that. Oh, look at this. They're trying to distract Bobby Hostile so they can have their wicked way with their opponents. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got to take an advert break. Join us for the thrilling conclusion.
This is London. This is London.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. The LDN British Tag Team Championship is currently on the line as Gideon and Jekyll are challenging Project Future, the Neon Warriors themselves, to the British Tag Team titles. Currently, we have seen Jekyll and Gideon practically dominate this contest with just one simple tactic: brutalize Ricardo Young. Looks like now Gideon is going to the top rope, cutthroat gesture, off the rope. Oh, and he missed that double springboard senton. Oh, and Ricardo Young, he's found that adrenaline rush, and here comes Bobby Hostile. Bobby is cleaning house. Drop kick there from Hostile. And another. Bobby Hostile now doesn't know which one he's going to go for next. Looks like he's setting up Jekyll. Oh wait, Gideon's in his line of sight. Gideon flips him over. Oh, and Jekyll caught him. But wait, Hurricane Rana. Bobby Hostile now. He has Gideon in his sights. Oh, but Gideon, big strong lad, punch to the breadbasket and now sets him up for something. Flips him over. Oh! Buster from the fireman carry setup. Gideon is down. Jekyll still recovering on the outside. Ricardo Young, who despite having been pulverized from the majority of contests, is showing that fire that brought him to the British Championships. Oh, I don't like the look of this. Well, Jekyll and Gideon, oh! And Ricardo Young, like a rag doll, was flung into the audience, right onto those steel chairs. The referee really needs to get in control of this because it's hostile! He even wiped out his own tag team partner. Well, Bobby Hostile now has decided that it's Gideon who's going to be the victim of his wrath. And the Neon Warriors setting up for a tornado DDT. Oh, but Gideon just sends him right back into the corner. Oh, Gideon's got him set up. It looks like a muscle buster. That has to be it. Gideon with that absolutely terrifying head drop of a move. Oh, now this is not good. Gideon and Jekyll are looking strong, and Bobby Hostile, who just took that huge muscle buster out of the corner. Oh, Bobby Hostile. Oh, he missed that device drop. He's trying to find the pinfall. He's got it. He's got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, Project Future!
The fan favourite, Bobby Hostile, Ricardo Young, victorious. It looks like that Gideon and Jekyll were well on the way to victory, but Bobby Hostile was able to get that victory roll and score the 3. You have to applaud the courage of these 2 young men who have issued an open challenge to all comers, and they've said that they will gladly accept them because they are fighting champions.
Sure you're ready?
Coming up next week on LDN Capital TV, we will see the return of women's action when the always outspoken Jeddah takes on the newcomer Erin Angel. Plus, it's the championship match that everyone's been waiting for, when the British champion Tex Benedict takes on the man who stole his championship belt, the notorious John Ritchie.
This is London.